in this episode.
The first thing I thought of is if you're getting that much additional penetration out of a short barrel just by massively increasing the twist rate, well, I feel like you could probably do that with something else.
I think one of the major limiting factors is
the bullets, like
bullet technology. Yeah.
No, it's not even that. The bullet's the size of a micro penis compared to like anything else. Like you have a bullet that's like 1.5 inches long. Yeah,
8.6 makes me feel pretty insecure.
In an obtuse world, Mark and Jefe will combine military, law enforcement, and general FUD knowledge to keep you vertical. Welcome to the Live, Laugh, Larp podcast.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Thanks for swinging by another episode of the Live, Laugh, LARP podcast. We always appreciate you guys swinging by, checking things out. Those of you who stay to the end, you guys are the kings and queens. I don't know who's listening to this, but at the end of the day, every one of you who have taken the time to click on this podcast, we greatly appreciate it. And straight from or returning from the Strait of Hormuz is our buddy Jefe. How's it going, buddy?
I'm finally back, guys. I apologize. Yeah, things happened. We're everyone's okay.
Our cat is
dying. This cat's just meowing like crazy over here. No, we're finally back. We're in the tapering back on from a digital detox / military obligation. So good to be back finally.
Rocking the flip phone.
Yes, rocking a flip phone and a Chinese iPod Inno Asus Y1. I got like 6,000 songs on this thing. Don't ask me how I got them.
And it's all like Chinese folk music.
Oh yeah, it's all that. There's some Tibet stuff, but it's you have to kind of like deep dive into that a little bit to get to the Tibet music. But no, it's been good. I recommend everybody to take a step back from technology every so often, whether it be like a weekend, like family vacation, or a week. I'm going hambo, and we could talk about it later. I spent a month without my phone on a flip phone, and I got back and I realized that, wow, these things are very addicting. So I went back to a flip phone for a bit to see how it goes.
And it's interesting you bring that up because last weekend was my annual float trip down in Oklahoma, and where we camp at, there is no signal. So it was actually pretty nice. I could just take my phone and toss it into the camper, didn't have to worry about it, and churn through the 24 pack that I drink. So
it's kind of scary how these things, these dumb devices, and don't turn off the podcast because you're stuck now. But now that they're like this, like I found out how like well designed they are to like keep you like coming back for more. Like I remember like the first day I got back stateside and I opened my phone and I checked Instagram. I closed Instagram. Like, wow, I was checking Instagram. Like that's weird. And then like a second later, like not even thinking, I opened Instagram again, start scrolling. I was like, whoa, I'm doing it again. Yep. Wow, that's crazy. So
So with that being said, we do need to take a moment to say a huge thank you to our title sponsor, that is XS Sights. They are your sighting solution for your Glocks, your Walthers.
No.
Yeah,
well, I mean, not for my Walther.
Yeah,
I got
exactly.
a new Walther.
He just got Walther. So
I got Walther. I actually texted Caleb and texted him, and he's like, I said, thank you for influencing me. Yeah. He goes, no, it's called bullying.
Yes, bullying.
So.
But if you guys are interested in picking up a set of iron sights for your carry guns, for your ARs, AKs, MP5s, shotguns, lever guns, I think as well, you can capitalize on a 20% discount of everything at checkout using the code LARP. That's LARP at checkout will get you 20% off. It's their way to say thank you for listening to the podcast. We get no kickback off of it. It's just a discount code for you guys to save some money. So go save some money. With that being said, we have a really awesome guest. I've been listening, watching, following him for about the last month, and I'm really into his content. It is my type of autism when it comes to talking about firearms, the history of firearms, and so on and so forth. And we want to welcome to the show Ducknods. How you doing?
Woohoo!
Hey, Mark Jefe. Yeah, super excited to be here. I'm actually a little, I think, justifiably nervous, but no, I'm really excited to get going. Maybe go down some rather slightly autistic rabbit holes with the two of you guys.
Absolutely. No reason to be nervous whatsoever.
We're only partially clothed.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm completely dirty because I just got done mowing the yard too. So,
And it looks great, by the way.
no, it does not. It looks horrible. It is nasty. I mean,
Are you one of those people that gets super wrapped around the axle if you don't have like perfect parallel straight lines through the yard?
I like, yeah, kind of, but we've had so much rain over the last couple of weeks that I haven't been able to stay on top of it. So I've just been discharging the grass as I'm mowing it, so it's just all clumped up all over the place, and it looks gross.
We got, I think, 6.5 inches in like 4 days.
Yeah,
the past 4 days.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous,
which is a lot for
Dang.
us here. Yeah,
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where you're from, but I suspect that that's kind of a normal spring for you.
Yes, I'm out in North Carolina right now, but I think we had another record high today. It was something like 103 degrees.
Woof.
Mm-hmm. So my ex is in the
Texas.
No, she is not.
Not all
in
your
Texas.
exes
Nope.
are not in Texas.
In
No.
fact, none of them are.
Oh.
But
Shame.
But incidentally, she made Lieutenant Colonel list. I don't know if I told you that.
No.
Nope.
Awesome,
Yep.
big news.
Yep. Yeah, it's
Yes.
big news.
The biggest news.
It's the biggest news.
So nice.
So congratulations to her. Even though she's my ex, she's the mother of my daughter. So obviously we have.
You're
good
obligated
relationship.
by legal
Yeah.
contracts to say nice
Yeah.
things about her.
She's actually already invited me to the pinning ceremony. So
Who's catering it?
I don't know.
Is
Probably
it out where she's at?
Mhm. Yeah.
She gonna pay for your flight?
No.
Oh, that's
No.
booty.
But she'll pay for my room and board, which is me just
No.
sleeping in her RV. So, but anyway, the point is she's in like the Washington DC area, and she said that yesterday the heat index was like 112, and then this morning they had to get up and run I don't know, a 6-mile run for the Army birthday or something. I don't know what she was doing, but anyway, it's very warm over there on the East Coast, and I'm actually loving to see all the news from the Europeans that are in the country who are complaining about the heat and for the World Cup and all of that type of stuff. But
So enough about the weather.
Exactly.
Ducknods, who are you and what do you do?
Yes, I'm Ducky. I run a YouTube channel and Instagram page called Ducknods, where I go over kind of a slightly autistic historical deep dive on really just all the guns and military tech that I find interesting.
absolutely, and
And I'm gonna interject here.
Yeah.
I apologize. Anytime your name comes up, I've been doing like Ducknods woohoo in my head, and if I accidentally say it out loud, I do apologize. I'm not meaning to interrupt you, but I just love DuckTales, and so does my kids. Like they absolutely enjoying watching the DuckTales fiasco and the movie and everything like that. So, continue on. Yes, YouTube and Instagram about deep diving on guns, like historic and like the trials and everything like that.
Yeah, so I've done a few on kind of like a lot of experimental Soviet weapons, just because I think the design philosophy and kind of the weird acid trip mechanical monstrosities that they put together just really how do I
Rival
put this?
Kel-Tecs.
Oh God, no, they put Kel-Tec to shame for sure.
yeah,
I think one of the most, I think, underappreciated ones I put out was the TKB 059. Which, if you've ever seen it, it's basically three rifles strapped together and a weird aluminum chassis. And it was kind of meant to fulfill the same sort of contract they were looking at with like ACR. So like increasing first shot hit probability.
is
I
that,
think
is
they
that
got
one
it
of is that one of the rifles that had like multi-projectile per shot, or
Like an AN-94. Are you talking about like that?
no,
No,
it's like,
it literally
they-
just strapped three rifles, like 3 barreled actions together with a weird like split triple AK mag, and they kind of bullshitted their way into getting 1,800 rounds a minute.
and like when you pull the trigger once, it's like 3 rounds going off at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever seen it. But the most recent video that you did about the Army keeps reinventing the same rifle, talking about the ACR program and all of the shenanigans that they tried to do that, and then they're just your thesis is basically well, they've already done this and they're just starting all over again with the what's the new
X7
NGSW.
yeah, NGSW. Yeah. So
well, SIG had to get their money somehow because they already fucked over everybody with the M17s, and now they have to redeem their honor by coming up with another garbage rifle. I saw a couple while I was out there, out in
M7s,
M7, XM7s, yeah. And everyone complained about how heavy they were, and they didn't like them, but they're issued them, so they have to carry them. And
yeah,
so
there's no like the mile system for it is not up to date right now. So it was just absolutely funny to watch those guys lug that rifle around for naught.
So is it the XM7? Is it the M5? I get it confused.
I think it's officially the M7 now. I don't think it's been fully adopted. I think the 82nd has some. I don't think they've fully fielded them. I want to say fourth
first
IB.
First Cav had some 3rd Brigade, first Cav.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing them pop up on the internet occasionally. I don't think they've been fully fielded. I really hope they won't.
Yeah, I don't expect it to, because I remember when the M17 came out, like I remember our unit, we got brand new like M9 A3s, I think A3s or A4s, like brand new. I was pulling them out of the boxes. We were like, oh, this is so great. And then like 2 months later, we had to like DMRO them and send them back, and we got M17s like a week later. And that's in the reserves.
Biggest downgrade.
Like imagine that, like how, like that was a immediate transition. So the reason I don't think the M7 is going to stick around, because that hasn't happened yet. And I can also see, and I've went on tirades about this before. Like I can't fathom the United States Army going away from a NATO standard. I know we're trying to like,
we've done it before.
We've done it before, yes, but we haven't done it recently, and we bullied the entire NATO alliance to go to Stanag magazines, 5.56s, and all that stuff, and then I have a huge doubt that the ecosystem that is the AR-15 civilian military law enforcement, that's just going to go away overnight, because Sig Sauer just wants to make extra money because they ran out of money, or they need more money for some reason.
Yeah, I was super convinced that the M7 was going to die on the vine before it actually made it out to like the actual Army. But what is kind of surprising to me is the fact that huge vortex optic, that computerized like smart scope that they were touting as being like the next big thing, I don't think has actually made it out to the force like at all. Like nope, Justin Taylor did a whole video about it, I think a couple months ago, but they're like massive complaints from the ones they did field, and then they're just not sending any more out.
Well, all the ones I've always seen always have the vortex. I think they're the 1x8s on them. I can't remember the dumb rifle scopes they made for everybody. It's just the off the shelf ones that it's like you either get the super smart sniper suite package, or you get the dummy 1x6 or 1x8. And every one I've seen so far has the normal LVPO on it. So it's definitely one of those things. Anybody who's been in the military for more than like a week understands that. Like, yes, it is good to have technology. It's good to have wondrous things, but also at the same time, it's the Army. We break stuff all the time, and things don't work. Like, yes, it's really great that you have like a $6,000 scope that will automatically adjust fire and everything like that. That's super cool. But give that to like an 18-year-old kid who is trying to set up his fight light tent and can't figure it out, and starts smashing his tent pegs with an optic because it's supposed to be indestructible. And then next thing you know, you have a tent peg through your optic, and you're.
Then you have a statement of charges.
Now I have statement of charges, and yeah, it's so.
But let's dive into your YouTube channel a little bit. And
actually, no, we're gonna go. We have to start first. Start at the foundation. How did you get into guns? Like, what's the catalyst that got you to get to making these long autistic rants about guns and like the history and the experimental phases of all this random stuff in the Soviets. How did that start off?
I've kind of always been fascinated with guns just in general. Like I would be growing up just as like a little kid watching movies. I'd like point at something on screen and what's that? And I'd either find a book or Google it or figure out something, but I'd always try and deep dive exactly what it was. I remember I don't even remember how old I was. We were watching like The Dark Knight at my buddy's house. And there's like a scene where Heath Ledger's Joker comes out after he like flipped the bus over or whatever it was. And Batman's on the motorcycle about to like blow him away. And he's got Smith & Wesson 76. He's spraying up and down the street with. I remember being like a little kid and I put it at the TV and I'm like, oh my God, that's like the Navy SEAL SMG. That's a Smith & Wesson 76. And like my other friend who is like a normal child, it's like, why do you know that?
I didn't realize that was a Smith & Wesson. I thought it was some type of derivative of like a MP40 or something. But I never really paid that close attention, you know.
Autism vibe
Right.
check false. So like everybody else, media kind of started, or like most of us, media started it off. Like, did your parents start shunning you away and think that you're going to be the next Columbine shooter, or do they kind of like help foster your newfound love for firearms?
They were supportive. I mean, I didn't go like crazy insane with it, but no, I mean, I didn't like go out and, you know, cut the heads off small animals or write lists of people I wanted to go away, but more so just interested in the history and just kind of like the mechanical process behind all of it.
Okay. And I apologize. You said like Dark Knight, you were a little kid when the Dark Knight came out, so that's like you're like in your mid-20s right now?
28. So
28.
I was probably 6th grade, maybe.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember the day that I went and saw that in the movie theaters.
Yeah, I
in
did too.
Nashville.
It was like a date in college for me. So
yeah, I got into a wreck right before it, so I was pretty pissed off.
oh no, my girlfriend at the time gave me a wedding engagement ring after watching that movie. So yeah,
she proposed to you.
Yes, yeah, like after 3 weeks of dating. Super weird. Anyways,
It's very, very progressive.
very it was very, very religious thing. She's like, well, I know that I love you, so I'm just gonna let's just get this over with. I'm like, well, let's
knock this out now and figure the rest out later.
So yeah, The Dark Knight, really great movie, really weird history behind it for everybody. So then you've I guess fostered that love to the point where you're now making YouTube videos, long form content too. Like God bless you, 2026, making long form content on YouTube about guns. Like how do you do it, man?
Oh God, I wish I could tell you I'm doing a good job.
You're doing a job. Hey, I'm doing
a job.
You're doing the biggest job of jobs that there is a job for. You know, it's
my job
I think
at the job store.
So I guess the biggest question is, where do you come up with your material? I mean, you've talked about, your last few videos have been obviously extremely obscure guns. Do you have like a black book, a list somewhere? You're like, okay, I got to cover this one, I got to cover this one, or is it just like you're just hanging out one day and you're like, this sounds fun?
So I have a note on my phone of all the interesting things that I sat down and wrote down at one point. And I think I've done shorts on pretty much all of them. And that's kind of the feeder to what I think is going to be a good long form video. If I put a short out on it and it gets a ton of traction, and especially if it gets a lot of comments, it's a decent indicator for me that, this might be something worth pursuing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. That's definitely a good strategy, especially in this day and age, because obviously we know that people's attention span is so finite. These, as more and more social media becomes part of our lives, and reels go from 3 minutes to 1 minute to, you have to have engagement within 15 seconds, and it's like pretty ridiculous. So be able to draw people in with a short or a reel or something to that effect, and then funnel them over to your YouTube channel is actually pretty decent.
You know what? I wanted to anecdotally, this like moving to like the flip phone and everything and not being on like Instagram and all that stuff. I've been able to like raw dog a room for like 30 minutes alone with your thoughts. Like ever since that's happened, like you don't feel like you have that pressure to. I can't stress this enough, guys. Detox for a little bit changes your life. Anyways, back to the short/long form gun tuber content. So we're talking before we hit the record button a little bit about the I guess the algorithms are all about right now about the death of gun tubing. I saw about what who I think
Tactical Toolbox did that video.
Mr. Guns and Gear.
Yeah.
Have one too?
Yeah. I mean, just about every not big, but
I mean, I didn't see Hop having one, but
medium size to large channel. I mean, like Focus Trips talked about it.
I mean, Grantham hasn't, but he also
I don't even know if anybody watches him anymore. So, not people do, but his
audience is different.
And his
bred differently.
Views have been cut in half. So.
Like his hairline.
That's
whoops. Okay. Anyways, yes. Yikes.
So, but we Ducky and I were talking earlier this week, and I don't necessarily think that it's dying. I think it's evolving, and I think Tactical Toolbox did a great job of explaining why it's evolving and ways that we can combat it and still produce decent content that's interesting. But I think that I also feel that a lot of people are just starting to get kind of burnt out, I don't know. That's kind of where I think
it's this has been something I've enjoyed listening to. The Art of War podcast talked about what phase of gun culture people where we're at right now. Like phase 1 was like everyone's popping on YouTube and like watching Nut and Fancy about like without rule of law and size and weight constraints of handguns, and everyone's just ingesting raw data, and we're at the probably like phase 5 or phase 6 now of like, yes, guns are cool, but like what about like building cohesive communities and off-grid communications and farming and the stuff that happens after, or even just like things of like OSINT and lockpicking and all that like additional stuff that goes along with guns, because everyone's like, cool, yeah, buy yourself a Glock 17, buy an AR-15, kit it out to the best you can, and you should be good. Now, what's next? And I think that's what we're like. I think that's what GunTube has a hard time with, is like, what's the next thing? And everyone's like, but I want to talk about the weight of my Walther PPK SD32 that I got on sale. I want to talk about this, not talk about skills or working out at the gym or anything like that. I don't know, Duck. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think at least for me, there's kind of a bit of burnout in just seeing some guy test a $4,000 or $5,000 rifle that has $600-$700 worth of random accessory crap bolted onto it. Like, yeah, I hope it runs well because you spent God knows how much money on it. But
yeah, so much for this week's video. That's what exactly I'm doing.
It's like my brother in Christ. That's my tax return with like 3 kids. Like,
yeah.
I can't, my wife will kill me if I have a $6,000 rifle. Tell me. What's your most what's your best most $100 rifle? Talk to me about PSAs more. But I think but looking at your stuff though, it looks like it's more of the not the normal stuff that you see, and it's also like the development and like the thought behind of like some crazy weapons, rather than just hey, here's my Knight's Armament SR25. It shoots 308 and it cost me a lot of money, so I'm going to talk about it. Like, what's the? I know you said you have like a notepad on your phone with all this stuff, but like, how do you like go about like deep diving all that information? Like, what's kind of like the research process?
I try to find as many outside of Wikipedia sources as I possibly can. You're not really going to find a lot of the Soviet stuff unless you do some super deep digging and potentially get yourself put on a watch list. You're not going to find like primary sources from the Soviet testing agencies, like the people over at Tula. But great place to start is Guns Wiki Fandom. Yeah, they have a decent amount of, I mean, it obviously depends on the gun you're trying to look at. And if you're trying to find like that, they have a repository of interesting things. And then there are different avenues in which you can go down that rabbit hole and find just a little bit more information.
I feel like I've used that as I kind of get into some of the history behind the Yugo rifles that I've done videos on, because that as far as AK goes, Yugo patterns are my favorite because they are different enough to piss people off.
Yep.
And then when you're able to take it to a competition and kind of skull drag some of your buddies that, have, Arsenal SLR 106s that they spent twice as much as my rifle, that's always a good feeling. But
and also Yugoslavia was kind of dicks back in the 90s.
Yeah, they were.
Famously known for coexisting and cooperating with one another.
Exactly.
Yes. It was just pretty funny because I was at JMRC and one of our partners was Kosovo, and they were hilarious. I mean, they're pretty funny people, especially because like you never like, I don't want to go on a tangent about the Yugoslav Balkan Wars, but the like they were a country like in 2008, like just blows my mind to think about, like, and how much they hate Yugoslavians is pretty funny to like see open racism like that.
Oh man.
Now granted, warranted. I wanted exclamation mark warranted, because most of the people were like living through some horrendous shit, but it was just, I was talking about Mark and about his Yugoslavian AKs, and they were not happy to hear those like how people like those things.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What are they running? What is
Colt M5s?
Really?
Yeah. It was super cool. The guys that we were with all had brand new Colt M5s, ACOGs, Surefire Scouts, PEX 15s, I think, on them as well. All running NATO stuff. No AKs, JPCs, dual tune nods. I learned a lot about what's really nice, and anybody in the military will kind of like learn to appreciate this. When you work with NATO countries, like when working with NATO countries, most of their armies aren't like mirrored like the United States military. So like things don't really line up correctly. So you just have to say, well, this is very similar. So we're just going to kind of do the same thing. Kosovo, since they're so brand new, they're like, hey, America is fucking cool. Let's just literally copy their shit and just translate into Albanian and just train our guys that way. So like everything we were doing, it was working great, because like everything we were doing, they were doing the exact same thing. And all like that, how they set up their gear was exactly how we set up our gear, because they're like, yeah, we just literally copied your shit and just translated it out and taught our guys that.
They're running multicam.
Multicam, multicam, or whatever they could get. It's not it's probably some license thing for their government, because I'm pretty sure they have some sort of Berry-esque compliant thing where it has to be like Kosovo. But no, they were running Cry JPCs too, so I guess that doesn't make sense. But yeah, Colt M5s.
It's weird to see kind of the proliferation of the AR platform across Europe over the last few years. I think what the Brits, I forget what their designation is, but they're getting an AR.
Brits have got them. I think France is using them mainly right now. They kind of
have 416s.
Yeah, they have AR adjacent. It's going from a FAMAS to 416 is pretty good jump.
Some of them are still using the Bren, some units, some French units, but I think that's the what do they call it? The special forces, the
Gendarmerie, GIGN.
Yeah,
they had the 7.62x39 version.
I think so. Yeah. The Bren 2, and I think they may even be upgrading to the Gen 3.
They still reuse
they're-
revolvers, so I mean that's
I mean,
they use whatever they want for killing terrorists. I
Yeah,
guess.
revolver people will never fail to tell you that too.
Hey, so you want to talk about revolver? You want to
You
talk
wanna
about
talk about revolvers?
You're a revolver man yourself, I guess.
I have an appreciation for cool old ones.
Hmm.
Like I did a couple little shorts on it, but my father-in-law has an original Colt Python that he bought when he was like 17.
Yeah,
That thing is absolutely sweet. It's in immaculate condition, and it just absolutely drives tax. I love that thing, but I don't think I can justify carrying a revolver.
there's ups and downs. There's
Yeah.
definitely ups and downs. I carry one, so I'm also law enforcement. So actually, I've been carrying my PPK as a backup, but
Ankle gun.
no, it's pocket, it's front pocket. So.
I had been carrying a snub nose revolver for the last probably off and on for the last year.
It was just so funny stories on that one.
Please refer to our past episodes
6, 7, 8, 10, 15 episodes we talked about
of
how
him
Mark's
bullying me.
Mark is carrying like some CZ with a light optic and a spare mag and a saddle car, and I'm sitting there's like a 38 special revolver in my pocket. I'm like, this is more comfortable, man. Like, I don't tell you, we live in rural Kansas. I don't know what you're.
Well, it's almost like a woman with shoes at this point. I have different firearms for different occasions. The revolver will go with me to the gym.
So never.
Shit. Shut
Got
the
him.
fuck up. But I just picked up these Berettas, the Beretta 84 BB and the Beretta 81. And these are actually extremely comfortable to carry. So I'm going to start testing do some gel testing on 38 or 32 ACP versus 380 versus 9mm to kind of see, what can you get away with, and then also running in a competition next week, the Thursday night, hopefully if it's still a thing.
Yeah,
So
380 seems like it's making a little bit of a comeback, at least with like the newest bodyguard that Smith & Wesson came out with.
yeah. Wait, and it's right now, the 380 is extremely hard to find as far as the ammo goes.
Dude,
So
I just bought a 32 and now I'm hating myself trying to I was like, maybe I should have gone with 380 because at least you can go to the gun store and find some. Like 30.
Ace has some. I just bought
They
some.
had 2 boxes
I
of
bought one of them.
of not the best for what I carry. So
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, you're right. 380 is making a bit of a comeback because of that Bodyguard 2.0, and they keep on evolving that pistol as well.
it's so weird because like didn't Sig do that with their the 360 that came out of 380 version and like no one bought it because it's
Walther actually did. They came up with the PD 380.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about 6 hour. Didn't they? The 360 isn't there? They have like a 380 version of the 360.
I don't remember that. That's not.
That's how.
Definitely seen a 380 version of 365. I think there's a 380 version of a Hellcat too.
Yeah, like
Oh.
I don't think anyone's buying them though.
yeah, I don't think anyone's buying them. And then the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 came out. I was like, oh, 380 is the best thing ever.
Well, that thing was so easy to shoot too.
Yeah,
And
it's small shit too.
it is. It's like the barrel's like 2.75 inches. Anyway, the whole point was that I've been looking at. I started with revolvers; those are fine, and they're great for especially winter carry in a Carhartt. You just throw that right into your pocket, and off you go. What is your daily carry? If you don't mind asking.
Summertime, I've been experimenting over the last maybe month or two with having a Springfield Hellcat and a fanny pack.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I have a traditional arms, kind of like minimalist holster that just goes over the muzzle, covers the trigger guard, covers the trigger. I have that dummy corded to the inside of the fanny pack, so I don't accidentally blow up my femoral artery if I sit down in my car the wrong way. It's super convenient, super comfortable, but definitely slow.
Yeah.
You're not whipping that thing out in a hurry.
Yeah, you definitely want to start projecting or anticipating what could happen to make sure you get that that draw on time. So for sure.
Hold on a second.
Let me.
Wait.
You want my money? It's in my fanny pack. I got you
I
instead.
gotcha.
Well, some of the magnetic ones they're coming out with actually are pretty cool. Have you seen those yet? They
No.
look- my wife is actually pretty interested in one because she carries she has a Lululemon bag that she carries a Glock 42 in, and there's a couple companies coming out. They look like Lululemons. They look like normal black fanny packs. You can buy all sorts of shapes and colors, but the gun portion of it's kind of like. Do you ever look at those Hill People gear like chest rigs? At all, they have like a separate gun compartment for them, and it's magnetic lock. So instead of having like a zipper to pull, you just literally just rip it down.
I think Vertex was making something similar too.
I think Vertex had one that's very close to it. So no, it's nice to see that like companies are looking at like fanny pack carry as an option. I know my wife, that's how like she exclusively carries her Glock is in her Lululemon bag, but because she can't have things in her waistline. I don't know why, but
but the Hellcat though, how do you like that? I've handled one at the gun shop, but I've never shot one. I've heard that they're pretty damn snappy. What's your experience with it so far?
It's definitely snappy. So I've had the Hellcat, I've had a 365 for a while, ended up selling the 365. It comes down to the ergonomics. I think I can just physically shoot it better than I can shoot a 365. That might just come with round count and how often I've shot it, but
yeah. And I carried for a while the P365X Macro Comp. I really like that pistol. I shoot that pistol phenomenally, but I shelved it because of all of the shenanigans going on with the P320. Not that I was worried that the 365 was going to have any issues, but just out of like, this is going to sound retarded, but just out of the fact that SIG just really wasn't or hasn't owned up to something possibly being wrong with the P360 or the P320 and how they're handling everything. And they're saying, no,
they've doubled down.
Exactly. Right.
Down. Did he text you?
Yes.
Wow.
It's the beer winch. She's got to come down.
Sorry, the beer winch is coming
to refill our beers.
So I'm going to paint you a picture here, Mr. Nods. We are sitting in Mark's girlfriend's basement on a casting couch, and he texts her and say, "Hey, we need more beer," and she delivers it to us.
So I do say please. So
well, at least there's that. I mean, it sounds like good service.
Mm-hmm. It's extremely good service. So, but anyhow, like I said, shelved the 365 just because of how SIG has been doubling down and it ending today, so that's kind of where I've at. So that's since then I've been kind of bouncing around. I have a CZP 10C that I carry from time to time, mainly like here recently. We went to the movies to see the Mandalorian Grogu movie. Nan wanted to see it, so
okay, Nan wanted to see it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was interested a little bit too, but I could have waited until it went on streaming after I saw it. But like, if I go into a theater where I know that I'm going to have a hard time seeing, then obviously I'm going to have a firearm with me that's going to have a light and a red dot and all that type of stuff. But if I'm out,
carry a flashlight in your pocket,
walking around, maybe I did, but you didn't. Maybe I did. You don't know. Is
that a flashlight in your pocket?
Exactly.
You're just happy to see me.
Yeah. So, but if I'm just out walking around, then it's, like a revolver or these new Berettas or whatever. So, yeah. So one of the other things I wanted to talk to you about too is in regards to your YouTube channel. You've gone and looked at a whole bunch of different experimental stuff, but as far as like the different time frames of all of these experimental rifles and stuff like that, what has been your favorite time frame, like the 80s or the 60s,
The good
70s,
war, the Cold
or,
War.
The early Cold War, the late Cold War, post Cold War. What has been your favorite time frame?
The Cold War in general, I feel like, is a almost endless gold mine of just weird shit that people have come up with.
Mm-hmm.
The G11, H&K.
Oh God, I could
talked about that in his last video.
Yeah, I think that might end up being a full video in itself, because that is just a MC Escher fever dream of a mechanism inside that thing.
And so for those of you that don't know about the HK G11, could you kind of just briefly describe what that monstrosity is?
Yeah, so if you take essentially the rough outline of what a like 3 or 4 year old would consider to be the shape of a gun, like made out of Legos, and then cram something akin to like a Swiss watch on the inside of it. So the whole premise was the Germans designed this to shoot kind of similar to like the hyperburst mechanism on the AN-94. They wanted 3 shots to exit the barrel before the felt recoil hit the shooter's shoulder. So there was this weird, almost like locomotive looking train type mechanism in a rotating chamber, and it had caseless ammo. I think the rate of fire was something close to 2,000 rounds a minute when it was on burst.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was.
And it's and the interesting thing too is like the barrel is what's recoiling, not like a bolt. I mean, it is a bolt, but if you watch it shoot, it's like the barrel is actuating instead of a different part of the firearm, which is what you would normally expect.
Yeah, you can see the magazine actually reciprocate backwards too. It's weird, but it's almost kind of like P90-esque in a way as well, because the magazine sits on top of the gun, but the rounds are basically pointed vertically. So they're pointed down towards the gun, and they get shoved into this rotating chamber.
And are the projectiles, are they like flechettes, or are they just a normal projectile? I can't remember.
They're no shit bullet. I think it's 4.92 millimeter.
Mm.
It's like encased in like, isn't it? I can't remember if is it plastic or is like the gunpowder itself is the casing of it.
The propellant is somehow like polymerized around the projectile, and then there's some sort of disintegrating primer in the back. I don't know who or
it's very green
designed that thing or how much drugs they were on.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I guess the West Germans adopted some of them for a little while. They competed in the ACR trials against Colt and AI and attempted to replace the M16. I think as soon as the guys at Aberdeen pulled that thing apart and looked at it and like tried to picture some 19-year-old trying to field strip it and clean it under stress, it was not going to happen.
Well, I think that it's like prominent. Like if you play like the original Black Ops, I remember like it was like one of the missions where you're chasing somebody on a roof and you just like happen to get a G11. It's like, and then this guy's telling you about how wonderful the G11 is as you're chasing a guy on a roof. Like the rifle and any sort of like media injection of that rifle seemed incredibly forced, super awkward, and no one wanted it and no one liked it, but it was really expensive and I guess super good for the environment for a gun. So it's it's crazy what like the Cold War brought out when it comes to like small arms. Everything from the AN-94 actually was pretty cool. G11s, like what other like interesting stuff have you found in the Cold War era that like just completely blew your mind?
This might be technically outside the scope, but the OICW project, it grew out of this.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And the reason why I have a massive hard on for that thing is because of the first iterations of Ghost Recon. That was like PC gaming circa 2000, 2001. That was one of the mainstays of that game, and I absolutely just fell in love with that thing. That and the G36.
Yeah, I want to say it was in one of the James Bond games as well. don't
I
remember which one. OICW.
would have been the
Objective infantry combat weapon.
Night Fire. I think Night
Yeah.
Fire was it for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
I think it was
I
in
had
that one.
I think I had it for Xbox.
Maybe. I mean, we were poor. I'm sorry, man. Like I don't know what to tell you.
The OICW seemed like it was impossible to carry, yet at the same time could lay down so much firepower. It was very intriguing at the same time.
Yeah, it's weird seeing that kind of come once again, like kind of full circle again. Now the Army's looking at, God, I can't even remember precision grenadier system. They're trying to do that 30 millimeter programmable airburst grenade.
Yeah.
Yep.
For I mean, it just, again, it blows my mind. Like being former active duty and all that stuff. Like you go probably do that sort of stuff. Like if you shooting like the 320s that they have now, you go shoot that maybe like once a year, you probably get 2-3 rounds and then you go to the back of the line and wait until it's time to go home. Like I can't imagine like why the Army decided to like, hey, no, would we really make that guy like 19-year-old lethal with a grenade launcher? Would, instead of maybe give him more grenades to practice with, it's we're just gonna give him a brand new grenade launcher that he's not gonna know how to use and it's gonna break in the field and no one's gonna use it.
Yeah, let's make it 10 times more complicated and twice as expensive and see what happens.
Yes.
So one of the cool things about my military journey was, I was enlisted first and then became an officer. When I became an officer, I was an ordnance officer at first, and so we went through officer basic course at Aberdeen Proving Grounds. The museum was there. Part of our 4-month-long training was to do a staff ride where a part of the museum staff would have us go to Gettysburg and do a presentation of a certain aspect of the battle there. Well, the curator of the Ordnance Museum invited us into the vault that has just about every single firearm that has ever gone through Aberdeen Proving Grounds for testing. And one of them, I don't know why I said this one first, because I'm so intrigued by the OICW, but they're like, is there any firearms you guys are interested in looking at? And I don't understand. The other guys just kind of looked around. They're like, oh, I don't know what to. I was like, I want to see the XM8. I spoke up immediately, and he's like, oh, I've got that right here. And he pulls it off the rack, and I'm just like, holy shit. And I got to hold one of them that went through the trials, which was really, really super cool. Yeah, it was super cool. I don't remember even seeing the OACW in the racks anywhere, but one of the other really cool things was they had a German Luger in 45 ACP, which was one of them that went through the 1911 trials, which was also really cool to see. We didn't get to handle that one. That was behind glass, but again, that was really cool to see.
That's probably $1 million gun, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Easy. Unicorn.
Yeah. So, but one of the other things that we've been kind of discussing, not only off the air, but also through, texting this week, trying to, come up with different things to talk about is, the concept of whether or not, and we've kind of touched on it so far, whether or not the gun tube is collapsing or not. And, does that relate to the idea of dead internet theory, or the fact that, Jefe was saying earlier,
we hit the precipice, guys. 51% of all internet traffic now is AI. It's not even humans doing it anymore.
Yep.
It's like 48 point something percent is humans doing the internet thing now. So we've been replaced, guys. Get off the internet now before it's too late. It's over. So get off after listening to our podcast. Like, like, comment, subscribe. Spotify's
Share.
the superior place to listen to our podcast. Like us on the Instagrams, but then get off the internet immediately afterwards.
So how do you feel that AI is changing things from your perspective?
I think it's been incredibly helpful just for kind of just generating ideas and getting like first steps of stuff on paper. But other than that, I sincerely believe it's going to kill us all.
Yeah, I'm the same thing. So I'm currently converting a school bus into a camper, and it's just been great. I'm like, hey, Chat GPT, like, what gauge wire do I need to run, an AC line from this place to this place? And like, oh, I recommend this, and this is the formula. Like, oh, this is so super helpful. Thank you. And then at the same time, like, it's going to kill me at the end. So why am I asking this question? Just do the adult thing. Pick the wrong gauge wire, burn me and my family up in a school bus instead of succumbing to our AR overlords that they're building a data center near us now, which is super great.
Are they building it?
That's the word on the street.
Well, a lot of people are really upset about that.
Yeah, and guess what? The government said, well, I don't care if you're upset. We're going to build it anyways. But also the chemical dilution or the biochemical weapons grade facility that they were going to build nearby also got nixed because people complained about it a bunch.
I can imagine why.
I didn't realize that.
Oh, so where we live, going on tangents, 3 Mile Island, after its mundiest blunders to include Lyme disease, shut down, and they built 3 Mile. The same company that ran 3 Mile Island built a facility actually like a stone's throw in our where we're from, in our town, like in the downtown area of where we live here in Kansas. There's documentaries on the History Channel about this is like where the zombie apocalypse is going to break out. That's how weird this thing is. But the problem they were having was getting things like, weapons grade, like biochemical stuff, like things like Ebola and
swine flu,
all this stuff to test on animals they couldn't get. So they couldn't get like the quantities that they want. They can get like these small, like you can get like small like vials of it, but you had to order so much of it, it became such a hassle. So this other company was going to build pretty much looked like a giant brewery essentially, where you would buy these like vials of like Ebola. You buy a vial of Ebola and they'll turn it into like a gallon paint can size of Ebola for you and then ship it across the United States.
Yeah, can't possibly see how that would not cause a bit of a kerfuffle in the community.
Yes. So
wait, I've seen this one.
Yeah, so at least that one got kind of nixed because the community got up in arms, but the government right now seems pretty adamant that this data center is going to go in, and there's nothing no one can do about it. But
we shall see.
we have a ton of flock cameras too, so I guess we're not that rebellious yet.
Yeah. One thing I will say is that while I have been using ChatGPT, I've been also telling it, be sure to remember I said thank you when you become self-aware, and its no shit response is, I'll add it to the list of evidence that humanity had at least one polite survivor when the machines woke up.
I do the same exact thing, and my wife makes fun of me.
Well, it's funny because actually I remember this like being a year ago or so. There's articles like saying, hey, stop saying please and thank you because you're wasting like millions of dollars of processing. Because, if you think about everyone saying thank you AI after a response, it has to go to a server, has to process that information, do all the data dump on it. It's like, oh, it's thanking me for this information, and then send it back. Like if everyone's doing that, we're overloading the system and turning our water yellow because the data centers are pissing on us.
Yeah, well, we're cooked either way.
We are cooked. So
just got to say thank you so they at least put you down mercifully in the beginning, so you don't have to live through the rest of it.
So where's your stance on all of this? We've kind of touched on it already, but where do you see all of this going into the future?
God, I hope we hit some sort of inflection point relatively soon. You can kind of see it coming here and there. People are, I mean, Hefe ditched his smartphone and is having his little
It's great. It's
little
wonderful.
revival. But
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot more with other people, at least the people that I'm around, is kind of this idea of not necessarily being a Luddite and ditching technology, but I feel like we're kind of waking up to the rise of the machines, for lack of better words.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, when you have the Pope talking about it and saying that we need to wage a
Crazy.
war,
Yeah, like I'll be a Knights Templar. Sign me up.
I
dog.
was like, I wasn't expecting the 10th Crusade to be against AI.
I mean, I can see it. I can see it. That's that's pretty antichrist old like Book of Revelation shit.
True. Yeah. Mark of the Beast, all of that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but there's that anyway. So, what else? What else keeps Ducknods entertained on a daily basis? If it's not the impending doom of AI, what are some of the other things that you're getting into?
I actively try not to think about impending doom as much as I can, but if I'm not, if I'm not making YouTube content or at work, not decently, I thoroughly enjoy fishing.
Oh, okay. Are you just a standard like rod and reel? You fly fish? What are we talking about here?
I've done a little bit of everything. So out in Western North Carolina, there is world-class fly fishing opportunities for pretty much any kind of trout you can think of. So that's been a really fun, just weekend trip to go out and do. It's just a couple hour drive out in the mountains.
And that's what's so crazy about like fly fishing. Everyone thinks it's like Wyoming, Colorado, Alaska, but no, it's like what's even blew my mind is I had a buddy. His dad just went to like Arkansas for like world class fly fishing and getting like river trout. It's like insane to think about. Like again, growing up for me, it was like like everywhere does rod and reel, worm on a hook, or spinners, and you're happy. But these very few select places can do fly fishing. You're like, no, turns out it's pretty much everywhere. Anywhere.
Definitely do it anywhere.
Except for here. Kansas kind of sucks for fishing, but
it kind of, I learned how to fly fish on Fort Riley
Really?
at
MWR.
what's the lake right by, or the pond right by the water treatment facility up on the hill?
No, I don't remember what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
You know which one? Yeah, that's the one. That's where I had a dude teach me how to actually cast.
Oh, there's a difference between casting on a lake and actually casting in a
oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's like
100%.
My stepbrother-in-law, he is really big into fly fishing, and we go up to his neck of the woods every so often, and I get humbled quickly because I'm like, yeah, I practiced in my front yard, and then the second you get into trees and everything, you're like, oh no, this is different.
Yep.
I don't like this anymore.
A money trap if you are not careful.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've heard that it's can be worse than firearms as well. So especially when I start following people on Instagram who are doing like AMSR fly making tutorials and
fly
stuff
tying.
like that. What is it?
Fly tying. You tie
whatever.
flies.
I don't know. Words are hard. I've had a long day, dude. All right. So, but anyway, yeah, I can see how it can get expensive really, really.
No, my stepbrother-in-law had
every time with
every
that,
time.
Man.
He was living in Kansas City dating this girl, and he got to fly fishing. Next thing I know, he's like broke up with her, forsaken all women, and lives up in, he works for the Forestry Service up in Nebraska. And that's like, if he's not playing softball, playing golf, he's out tying flies and fly fishing. And like,
it's kind of the life.
That.
Yeah, he's living out in a camper too, that out in the middle of nowhere. It's just like, ooh, I mean, it's cool until you start sending bombs to people, I guess. But like,
out in Uncle Ted's cabin.
Yeah.
just don't use the postal service to send bombs, and you'll probably be set for life, man.
Yeah, UPS is way faster.
Have you seen?
2-day shipping.
Have you seen?
That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke.
This is all in Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft.
All in Minecraft.
Have you seen the videos, like YouTube videos? I don't know if not recently, I know, but the YouTube videos of these people who will like spend a night in the Firewatch stations, like
I watch a ton of those. Like that's my other stepbrother-in-law did that in Alaska for about 6 months.
That's actually something I would really enjoy doing, is finding one of those and hiking out to it and spending a weekend. It's almost like Airbnb at this point. Some of them you can just go out and hang out. I think that's pretty cool.
Well, it's so he talks about a bunch. He it was not Alaska. It was over by Golden. And they paid him. It wasn't like you paid for it. It was him and his dog before he was married and had kids. Stayed out there for like 6-7 months and just lived in a Firewatch tower and had now there's a lot of horror movies and video games about living out in a fire tower.
Oh yeah.
Are you big into video games at all, Doc?
Yeah, I mean, when I have time, the one thing I keep going back to is Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Oh yeah. I had that one. Let's see. Wildlands was replaced by the one after that.
Breakpoint.
Yes, Breakpoint.
Yeah.
So this is good. This is why I can never get into Ghost Recon. This is like what happened with me. All the Tom Clancy games did this to me. I grew up playing like Counter-Strike back in like 1999. And everything was so cool because like I can see the gun's doing all this cool stuff while I'm shooting. Now, granted, I found out now that what the animations were completely fucking wrong, but it was still cool. It's still cool to watch. And then I remember I was playing that pretty religiously. I was like getting good competitive, and my buddy's like, "Hey, you'd be really good at Rainbow Six. Come play Rainbow Six with us." And it was just like, "But where's the guns? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean where's the guns? It's the crosshair. And you just pick the MP5 and shoot at the crosshair." I'm like, "But I want to see the gun do things. I don't like this at all." And then I think Ghost Recon, like the first Ghost Recon came out, same thing. It was I even had that problem with like SOCOM US Navy SEALs for the PlayStation 2. I'm like,
oh my god, I forgot about that.
Third person was a ton of fun, but you go to first person, like, but I want to see my gun. I want to see, I want to see the gun do things. So ever since then, I was like, any Tom Clancy game except for I guess the Siege and Vegas. Everything else has been kind of like meh.
I don't know about how Ducky feels about this, but one of the games that then ended up taking over for Ghost Recon was Division 2. I absolutely freaking love that game. I know it's got a lot.
Divisions. A game's going south when like now they come out the mobile version. So yeah, there's a Division mobile. It's like, oh no, it's no one's playing the Tom Clancy. Like that's the problem with the Tom Clancy games. Like there could be so many good games out these days. Like I really wish Tom Clancy would start doing things like what the 007 First Light did, and doing things like picking these like one-off stories and you play through the story like in a very cinematic, like either first person or third person manner, or even like how Call of Duty, like their campaign is. I wish they would start doing things like that, like these very esoteric geopolitical conflicts, rather than like most Tom Clancy games now are the Division mobile, Rainbow Six Siege, which is, it's full of just gay people now, gay and trannies, and all the characters are, not the people. The people that play it too. It's owned by, it's like ran by Canada, so like everybody's like, we have to be inclusive to all the LGBT community and the operational space. And then I think that's really about it. There's no like Splinter Cell's gone. No one's doing Splinter Cell anymore. And
well, the biggest thing for me, that the reason why I like Division 2 so much is because it's set in Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm walking around Washington, D.C., with my daughter and my girlfriend, I'm like, oh,
this is where I got sniped by some
exactly. I was like, oh man,
so is the game pretty accurate then?
Oh yeah.
It is. That's like their big call thing. Is like we like geomapped DC, so when you get, like Rochambeau in the PvP zone, you can actually go to Washington DC and look at like, oh yeah, that's there it is right there. That's the window that guy marked me from.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And there are a couple different missions that you have to do that, you get into the subways and the subway is exactly how it is in real life. It is done very, very accurately. And that's one of the things that I absolutely appreciate about that game, and why I enjoy when it comes to that genre game. I continue to go back to that. Jefe will know this, and I will die on this hill. The game that I will go back to time and time again
Skyrim.
and replay is Skyrim.
Yep.
As everyone has since 2007 or 2008 when it came out. We're like 20 years and still.
No, I think it was.
It was 07 because I remember it was.
No, that was Oblivion, wasn't it?
No,
I think
No.
it was.
I think it was
2012.
2012.
It's 2011 because they released it
Yeah.
on 11/11/11.
Yes, that's right.
Skyrim.
Yes.
Yeah.
No way.
Yes, way.
I think we've done this before because
Bring
I
it
did
up,
this
Jamie.
before. I can't look it up because I have a flip
I
phone.
know, but I can look it up for you.
Actually, I can. This does have Google on it. Thank you, Kai OS.
Chinese flip phone.
Let's see.
November
Listening.
11th, 2011.
I must have some like fucking like Nelson Mandela effect
Yes.
because I remember that playing that like in my dorm room in college with my
It was
my
Oblivion.
roommate, and I wasn't in college. I was in a dorm room at 2011. I was in my BOQs at 2011.
The Mandela effect stuff is weird.
It's so weird. Like it gets worse every day. I do think we did hit like I think when they turned on the Large Hadron Collider, things happened.
It was Harambe, dude. We
no,
talked
everything
about
went to
this.
shit when they shot that gorilla in the Cincinnati Zoo.
2016.
Exactly.
What, this is so funny. So I'm gonna
That's what
go.
sent us down this timeline.
I'm gonna go on this like tangent. So my my alma mater, Pitt State University of Kansas, not Pennsylvania, their mascot is a gorilla. So the absolute treasure of that little town is when you drive through it and have no idea that that's the school mascot because it's like a small, it's a very small, it's a D2 school.
It's got 2 stoplights.
It's got a couple more than that, but you will drive through it and there's just gorillas everywhere. You think that like, oh wow, this place worships Harambe. There's even I visited recently. There's a Chinese restaurant that in their menus found a bunch of the Harambe memes, but didn't know they're Harambe memes. So like, there's like on the back of their menu, there was like this gorilla in a suit, like with a heavenly clouds behind it. It's like thank you for coming to our restaurant. like either someone knows what they're doing or someone doesn't know what they're doing. But it's a beautiful treasure, and Harambe means everything to us. And I'm so sad that he was murdered for knowing too much about too much information that would lead to Hillary Clinton's arrest in 2016. That he had to die for our sins.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. Is that aligned with your
Your
theory
worldview.
there, Ducky?
Yeah, no, that's the death of Harambe is one of the crystallizing events that sent us down this timeline.
It's gonna be so great. Like when the robots take over, and we have to explain to like as a dad having kids. My kids are around technology, but I had this like weird epiphany that if everything were to like end today, civilization, internet, everything would end today, and we have to do like the road and all that fun stuff. Like my kids,
Super uplifting book.
Yeah, super uplifting book.
Yeah.
Finally, Wendigoon finally came out with his analysis of that book, and he explains why it's taken him so long, but super good. If you have like 5 hours to kill on YouTube, definitely listen to it.
It's for real 5 hours.
It's for real 5
Yeah.
hours.
No, he goes deep into some of these.
Yes, Wendigoon is if for our audience, if you love anything about storytelling, Wendigoon is your guy. Take King Trout and times it by like 1,000. I would say he's probably like the original like deep dive iceberg. I think he was one of the first guys that started doing icebergs. And he does a lot of like good American storytelling. He does a lot of Cormac McCarthy books. He does all of the Cormac McCarthy books. He does Into the Heart of Darkness. Does again a bunch of books that he'll go into deep dives, the symbology and everything like that. And then, but if we happen to get to like the road like level of society, like kids will understand technology and try to explain to their kids what that technology would be like. Yeah, my parents growing up, they had like these devices that you can communicate to anybody around the world, and then their kids, so my great kids are gonna be like, yeah, our parents had these weird magical tablets they could talk to anybody in the world. And how that just like devolves over like just 2 or 3 generations of going from, yeah, I have a cell phone, like everyone has a cell phone, to my like 3 generations from now, like, yeah, our great grandparents had these magical rocks that they could pull out of their pockets and talk to anybody in the world at any time and pull up anything. Like that amount of like just bizarreness in society, like especially with the death of Harambe, the turning on of the Large Hadron Collider, like everything has just gone infinitely south, and Nelson Mandela effect.
Yeah, I mean, if you simplify it enough, a cell phone is basically just a rock that we've tricked into thinking.
Yes, it's. I haven't heard it that simply, but I love that. It's just I've heard it. It's like we dug up rocks, put magic inside of it, and now it talks to anybody in the world. But I like yours a lot more.
Yeah, because essentially it is, a
bunch of rocks that we
that we pulled together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like listening through the Hail Mary project on audiobook right now. I've already seen the movie.
Yeah,
and the book obviously is far more in depth, and the movie is following it pretty well.
Is it good?
I was very surprised, but the way that they interact and talk about things, I'm just like, yeah, that is that's pretty accurate.
Well, it's crazy. It's like anytime first of all, any movie, I'm going to say this, any movie adaptation of a book is going to be terrible. Any TV series adaptation of a book is probably going to be mediocre to okay. My wife and I she just watched the Beautiful Majestic Creatures, I think that's called. It's a story about an octopus.
Oh, damn!
Yeah,
just watch that.
Yeah. It's an entire book about an octopus that watched these two people, and it's like a whole, it's a chick flick. It's
someone dies.
Someone dies. It's a old lady. Her son and her husband dies, and she's super sad and takes care of this octopus at an aquarium. I'm going to spoil alert this for anybody who's listening, because if you're probably listening to this podcast, you probably don't listen or watch these or read these books or watch these movies. But the TLDR is that sad old lady hires random transient who's trying to find his dad in a small Oregon town, and this octopus is telling the story about how these two people met each other, they build a relationship together, and then turns out that actually this random transient is the grandson of the old lady through the eyes of an octopus.
Through the octopus. Okay.
Yes, it was.
And at the very end, he's like, "There's something like humans are actually beautiful and intelligent creatures." You're like, there's the title of the book. That's how we got here. He's just belittling them the entire time because he figures it out pretty quick.
But needless to say, it's not a movie that I was interested in at all. So, but I sat in on the last 45 seconds of the movie. I don't remember. I think it was out mowing the yard or something like that. And I came inside, and my girlfriend's sitting there watching it, and I sit down. And I'm like, "What's this? What the hell is this?" And so she quickly explains it to me, and I was like, "Oh!" And I look, and she's like all in tears and everything because of her relationship with her mother and everything. And I'm just like, "Oh, it's one of these." And then it's over. And I was like, oh, well.
No. Anyway.
Anyways, Off Campus has been pretty interesting.
Oh, good God.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Are you married at all? Do you have a special lady in your life?
Yeah, I'm married with 2 kids.
Okay, so yeah, you know what Off Campus is. It's kind of like, I feel like that, or Hunting Wives. Did you ever watch it?
Didn't see that one.
Didn't see that one. Okay.
I'm completely lost.
Off Campus is a entire book series about a incredibly awkward but super hot music chick who's trying to bang another super incredibly hot music guy, but using the help of a hockey player who's super incredibly hot and into her as well. So it take Twilight but replace vampires with hockey and werewolves with musicians. I think that's the best way I can describe that. Huh?
Does that have better acting?
No. No.
I've become pretty good at annoying my wife by watching like the first 3 to 5 minutes of whatever show and predicting with a striking degree of accuracy the entirety of the story arc.
Yes, well, my wife tried to do that the other day because I forced her to watch the new Jack Ryan movie, and she almost
series.
No, the movie. They came out with a movie.
It was recently. A movie.
Yeah, they came out with the movie, and spoiler alert: it's mid. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
They get the guns right.
I'm trying to think.
Right as of what is your definition of right? Right as for what was in the book series, or
as CIA operatives, it was close. It was good. Like I never at one point I'm like, ooh, that shouldn't be there, or no, I'm sorry. I was going on a tangent. I'm like, oh, there was a scene, but that was from the Yellowstone Marshals that that got me going the other day. Have you seen that one yet at all?
I think we watched the first episode, but we hadn't seen Yellowstone. So there was this whole big background context that we didn't have. We're like, yeah, we're gonna table that for now.
Well, I'm not going to try to spoil too much, but what the guy Casey, the Luke Grimes, who's actually a country musician who kind of sucks, but his whole backstory is he was a Navy SEAL, and of course he was. And there was an entire scene of like them out in like Afghanistan doing like very lone survivor mission, and getting like ambushed and like bounding back and fighting out of the stuff. And first of all, this entire the entire series of Yellowstone Marshals is so low budget that they didn't even have like enough money to show Taliban fighters. So the entire time they're just like shooting off into nothing, and you don't see like any sort of anything. It's just more of them like popping a bunch of rounds off and bounding back and like, we gotta get off this mountain and blah 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 blah. But
it flashes forward to him like what, super depressed or something, or staring off into the distance.
Yeah, something like that.
Stoically.
Actually, it was like a conflict because what happens, what essentially is one of the guys who's a marshal hires Casey to become a marshal was his old team leader in Afghanistan as a SEAL, and so they had like this big brooding like, I fucking hate you. No, I fucking hate you because you left our guys stranded on a mountain. And then they gave the backstory. That's how the flashback was. But the entire time, Casey has this M1100 that's just like blasting full auto. Like, the cyclic rate is way off, and he's shooting like, 70, 80 rounds at a time before he's like, I got to reload. I'm just watching this entire time like, no, that's not how this is supposed to work at all.
So that's actually a really good question for you, Ducky, is when you watch any type of action movie or military movie, are you ruined by the experience based off of all of the research that you've done for your YouTube channel and stuff like that? Because they're like, oh, that's not the correct rifle for the time period and blah, blah, blah. Is that kind of where you get? Because I try
and give a lot of grace where it's due.
Okay.
Where it really gets me is just where you could have done like 5 seconds of background research and just not made, whether it's like somebody's kit being completely just ass backwards soup sandwich, or like we watched all of The Rookie, and there was a couple instances that just absolutely drove me up a wall because they had their patrol rifles, which is, just like standard front sight post M4 with an ACOG mounted like almost on the handguard with a clip-on PVS 14 behind it.
Oh yeah, of course.
In the daytime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds.
Nobody ever reloads.
Yeah, no one ever reloads. I'm going back through and rewatching the series Burn Notice. I'm a big fan of Jeffrey Donovan, which is the glasses dude from Sicario. If you've seen both of those movies.
Oh yeah.
So they actually do a pretty okay job with the firearms that are in it. Not that the handling is all that great. Bruce Campbell is atrocious, and he's supposed to be a Navy SEAL, but like
He's funny though.
He's hilarious. I give him a lot of grace because of I love him so much from I'm spacing it. Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. But when he's like holding he always has a Beretta M9, which based, but when he's holding it, the beaver tail is nowhere near the webbing of his hand, and he's like pointing it at people to talk to them as if it's an extension of his finger, and I'm just like, oh my god. So those things I kind of cringe on, but as far as like what the main character normally carries, he usually has like I always get it confused, but it's either a SIG P226 or a 229. I get them confused as to which one it is. I think it's 226, which in my opinion would be probably the correct pistol for a spy, or a burn spy anyway. So but here recently they've started pulling out the MP7s, and I'm like, and this
what
is
do you
from
think
like
about the SP7?
Oh, I'm trying to convince our department to start buying them.
I think that people are going to be super jonesed about it for like the first 6 months, and then people are going to realize that it is probably going to be atrocious because it's going to be ridiculously expensive.
Oh yeah.
Ammo is going to be very difficult to find.
Magazines are $98 a pop.
Yep, magazines are expensive.
That's the 40 rounders, and then as you decrease it in size, the more expensive it gets.
Yeah,
really weird.
That makes no sense.
Yes.
Just like with everything, having a subgun in semi-automatic mode is just going to be dumb to shoot. I have just put a FRT into my MP5 clone, and I am just like,
it's a push button one, guys. Calm down.
It is the greatest thing ever. Having a FRT and an MP5 is like, oh, I totally get it now, So I don't think it's going to do very well myself. I think that people, the diehard HK fanboys who have been wanting this for a long time, they'll come out in droves to lap it up. But then once the unveiling happens and, people start to see what it's all about in real time, it'll die off quickly. And I'm pretty sure it'll be discontinued.
I think they would have probably gotten a much better, more profitable response if they just did what everyone's been asking for like 10 or so years.
Oh yeah.
And just not neuter the civilian versions that they're already bringing in. Like the USC just looks atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
The SL8 or whatever the civilian G36 is,
right,
have to send over to Tommy Built to get made into a real boy.
But you can't even do that anymore because Tommy's gone. So,
I didn't know that.
It's what, S5 now? Like S5 does it?
I think so. Yeah. I think that's right. I think Tommy basically turned over everything to S5. He just got to a point where, unfortunately, I don't know this is true, but if I had to guess, when he started doing his T7 or TP7, whatever it was called, and it was breaking all the time, I think that's what really kind of did him in. He just couldn't get his MP7 clone to work correctly, and people are just pretty upset about that. So, but what's your perspective on it?
I'd be very surprised if, I guarantee as soon as it hits the US market, it's going to explode over YouTube and everyone's going to be foaming at the mouth over it. But the ammo is going to be the limiting factor for sure. Like we kind of saw 5.7 come full circle, and that's becoming a lot more available. I think it's going to take a while for that, 4.6 by God knows, to really start proliferating. No one's going to be making it because there's one gun that shoots it.
Well, PSA is going to come out with the Rock 4.6.
Eventually.
Rock 4.6 or whatever.
Yeah, right after their MP5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. I don't know. They were also talking about their X7 that has not been talked about at all.
Yeah, they were at SHOT Show this year. They were extremely quiet about not bringing that up at all. And if you did bring it up, they're just like, it's coming. We're working on it. We're almost there. We're doing the endurance testing, and then they would drop it. And I'm like, mm-hmm.
But look at our not Flux Raider.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Apparently, that was a bit of contention at SHOT Show this year that the Flux Raider guys, or Flux guys, went over there and was basically confronted PSA and was like, "What the fuck, guys? Why didn't you just like reach out to us and talk to us about a collab or something?" They're like, "We didn't know that was even a possibility." I'm like, "Yeah, you did."
Yeah,
that's. I mean, if they were doing like 320 chassis, but they're actually doing what everyone wants as a Glock chassis, not a, got an ND in my thigh chassis.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
That's what kind of irks me so much about that like entire thing. It's like I understand like the logistics on it. It's like, yeah, we don't want to do like, first of all, Flux started as a Glock brace platform, and then they are like, oh, we'll come out the Raider because the 320 is going to have the drop-in trigger package, so we can just build the stuff and you drop in your trigger package and go to town. And for them to do the same thing with Glock, they would have to serialize it, become, have FFL and all that stuff. And that's a lot of paper and extra money that they were.
RXM.
Yep.
Is it a drop-in trigger?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. Yep. That's why it's a Ruger times Magpul, because the Magpul grip modules and the trigger packs and all of that type of stuff. Why that hasn't come to fruition at this point? I mean, the RXM's been out for almost 2 years at this point, so get on it, guys. I mean, come on, what are you waiting for? So
I might pick one of those up at some point. I've heard nothing but good things about them so far.
Yeah, I saw a video from, I think it was Brass Facts. No, it was Hop.
Hop
just came out with a video talking about his experience with the RXM, and it was for the most part positive. He had some complaints, but you're right. There is a lot of people who are very, very pleased with it. I was having failures to feed. A lot of people were telling me that it's because the optic screws were impinging the extractor plunger, but which is a possibility for sure. However, that would be a failure to extract or eject, not a failure to feed. And that's where I was having all my problems, regardless if I was using aftermarket magazines like the Magpuls or the X-Tex or even OEM mags, Glock OEM mags. I was still having failures to feed.
I know that the French, I want to say
it's all the same.
I would say the British GIGN was having issues with the Gen 5 COAs.
Really?
Yeah, because of, and it was very similar things. It was either a failure to feed, failure to extract, or even like a either light or no primer strikes, because the optics cuts for those, the if you put too much blue Loctite on the screws, it would gum up all that stuff.
Oh, shit.
And so there was a whole video about like the French. It was like a French video came out and talked about how the new Gen 5 COAs were garbage because all these jamming issues, and then they strip it apart and there's this blue Loctite everywhere.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to do that, but.
So of all of the firearms that you've looked into and you've researched, you've probably all the firearms that you've owned in your life, of all of the like obscure stuff that is obtainable, what would be like the number one. If you had to get rid of your entire collection and you could only have one firearm, what would it be? What would be that one thing that you would go after?
Oh, geez, that's a tough one. Hold on.
Yeah. What's that dude? The I'm Proud to Be American song. If I woke up,
yeah, I don't know who that.
I can't remember the guy's name because he co-wrote a Bible with Trump. Yeah,
when did this happen?
I have no idea.
Was it like 3 or 4 years? Like it was even lower. The Trump Bible that came out, but it was
know.
like, oh,
There's never heard of this.
Oh, you guys never heard of this man?
No,
there was a like a Trump Bible that came out with a forward or like a good passage from the guy who wrote God Bless the USA. And it was like $65. It was a huge like uproar for a while. And that's what got me thinking is like if you had to start again with just my Glock 17 and my AR-15.
Lee Greenwood?
Yeah, Lee Greenwood. Yeah. Co-wrote something for like with the Trump Bible.
Huh.
Yeah, so look it up. It's really great. It's probably collector's items right now. It's kind of like the gold Air Force Ones that came out with Trump ones or whatever.
All right, Doug, you've had time to think about it.
Yes.
No, he hasn't because we were talking about Lee Greenwood before for Trump's Bible.
So with the qualifier of it being something that you could realistically obtain, I think you'd probably have to do some building and maybe look at some fair amount of aftermarket parts. But the PDW configuration of the XM8, I've always thought was one of the coolest looking guns.
The micro tunas?
Yeah, baby tuna.
The baby tuna.
Sashimi.
Interesting.
You know, and this is I probably ranted every time we talk about XM8 about this, but I just love telling the story. I remember when I was probably, I would have been a freshman in high school. There was a Half-Life 1 mod called the firearms, and I remember I was on the forums autistically like defending the XM8 as the superior rifle to some guy who was an 11 Bravo, talking about like, no, this is, you know, the M4 does everything you're explaining. And my biggest argument was like, no, it has a built-in red dot, so therefore it must be better.
Oh, yeah,
he's like, well, you could put a red dot on an M4, you know, but no, it's not built in. So obviously, yeah. So like, you know, as a 14-year-old, like obviously this guy's retarded because
he has no idea what a.
So every time I hear the XM8, I'm like, ooh, yeah, I did that when I was like. That's probably on the internet. If you go to internetarchives.org and looked up the firearms blog and looked up my username, you probably see that autistic argument with some dude about why the XM8's better.
Back in the day when freaking Xbox Live.
Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt. Sorry, I do. Mm-hmm. Has anybody, if you guys haven't done this yet, if you guys are into like online gaming or anything like that, or been online gaming since like you're you know way back in the day, I would highly suggest go to archive.org and looking up the forums you used to hang out with or like the websites you used to go to and just like enjoy the cringe bait that was your fucking persona like 20 years ago.
Wayback Machine.
Yeah, the Wayback Machine. Oh my God. I found like my like stuff from like tip.it on RuneScape and when I was like, 12 or 13, like, wow. I was super dumb posting my acoustic guitar lyrics on a RuneScape forum.
My impression of Jefe as he's
chicks are gonna love this.
Yeah, he's going. Well,
I'm gonna get an internet girlfriend.
The XM8 is better than the M4 because it has an integrated red dot.
Yeah, it's a built-in, obviously, therefore superior.
Jesus. So, Jefe, what about you? If there was one, regardless of what it is, what would it have to be? What would you?
Now let's start all again. I get one.
Yeah, that's it. So you get
MP7. Let's do it.
Oh, jeez.
Let's just do it.
It's funny that everybody's going to a PDW. Both of you guys.
Well, it's so funny.
HK.
Yeah, I mean, like 2 out of 3 says HK is the best. So like we're like dentists. No, the well, it's also funny because Brassfax just came out with a civilian PDW SMG video that I watched one night and makes a lot of good points. His thing is like, yeah, it's really good that FRT is so prevalent, but now we just waste ammo faster with a PDW. instead of just shoot them once or twice with a 300 blackout. Like, why don't we just do that instead?
Because we can experience what a PDW was, or a SMG PDW was supposed to do. I mean, that's in my opinion, that's the whole point.
But the whole point of that was like we were shooting, like we had like 20-inch or we had 20-inch rifles shooting 55 grain ammo accurately, and we're like, well, we want to condense that down, and then that ballistics went to shit. So we're like, let's make like a PDW, like an MP5. I watched a whole like autistic thing about the MP5 too. That was actually pretty cool. And the whole thing was like, well, yeah, ballistics back in the day, like a rifle cartridge was meant for like rifle length barrels. We didn't have like the technology, we didn't have the ballistics, we didn't have like the bullets and all the stuff that we have today, and the data behind it to build these, you know, like nowadays a 77 or 75 or 77 grain, like we use the tap rounds, the federal tap rounds, out of a 10.5-inch rifle is far superior than any 124 plus P coming out of a 6.5-7-inch barrel MP5. So it's
8-inch barrel. Come on,
8-inch.
Come on.
I'm curious why they haven't adapted that weird twist rate technology that Q did with 8.6 Blackout to like anything else. That's the first thing I thought of is if you're getting that much additional penetration out of a short barrel just by massively increasing the twist rate, well, I feel like you could probably do that with something else.
I think one of the major limiting factors
is the bullets, like
bullet technology. Yeah.
No, it's not even that. The bullet's the size of a micro penis compared to like anything else. Like you have a bullet that's like 1.5 inches long. Yeah,
8.6 makes me feel pretty insecure.
Yes, it's one of those like, yeah, if you have an 1.5 inch, 2-inch bullet going down, like I don't remember what the twist rates were at 8.6 is. Yeah, that's going to catch and going to really do great things. But then you take like 9 mil and put it in the same twist rate, it's not going to catch as much. Mark's marking the time for that one.
Yeah,
for the
intro. But the twist rate. Oh man,
let's look it up. Let's look up the Google machine real quick.
Yeah, if he breaks out his
flip phone. Okay, let's see. Let's scroll. So it also, this has T9 texting, so I have to scroll over to
Nice.
to the number texting, and I have to go back to T9 and I have to go back to number to do 8.6.
Well, I'm trying to look it up, but I'm mistyping. So
am I going to beat you? Am I going to beat you on the T9?
Probably.
Yeah, I've sent it.
It's 1 and 3. Twist rate is 1 and 3.
Oh no, okay. I see where I went wrong. AI overview said the term 8.6 twist rate refers to a 1 semicolon 8.6 twist rate used in various rifle barrels. So that was not helpful at all. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
swinging
1
a
and
miss from
3.
AI there.
Yeah, but anyway, 1 and 3 twist rate, which with typical standard bullet technology, lead core copper jacket, that jacket will just disintegrate, very, very quickly, which is why Q's 8.6 typically is a full copper projectile, so it can't disintegrate until it hits its intended target, and then once it hits, then it flails out and then turns into a freaking dicing machine. I mean, watching that go through a ballistic gel, I think that possibly could be the future, but at the same time, Mike Gerwich just did a video talking about Sons of Liberty Gunworks' new Mark I rifle that Modern Tactical Shooting is his YouTube channel. He just came out with a video talking about, this was last week, I watched it or listened to it on the way down to my float trip, the Mark I rifle from Sons of Liberty, where they are using a 62 grain high pressure round that they've upgraded their barrels and can sustain these like 80,000 psi, 80,000, or is it? Let's see, I think it's closer to 70,000 psi bullets, and it is not only allowing these heavier bullets to travel faster and farther, but it's getting also better accuracy too, especially with the upgraded M85A1 projectiles and so on and so forth. So the barrel life does decrease just a little bit, but at the same time they're able to
sense.
they're still able. He has a whole breakdown on it and does a really great job as to not only explaining why SOCOM is moving to the Mark 1 rifle, but also why the M7 is going to fail. I think that Duck, if you haven't listened to it or watched
I'll
it,
definitely have to go check that out.
Yeah, he does a great job on that. So that's
tracking some of the controversy with that Sons of Liberty Gunworks Mark 1. I know there was like some consternation about whether or not the civilian model is the same thing that SOCOM bought,
and it's not.
No.
And that's another piece of it. And one of the things that he does bring up in his video is he talks about the fact that it's not 100% the rifle that the military got, and additionally, it's starting at $3,000.
Oof.
And once they do, they have said that they're going to offer a barrel upgrade for this new material that they're using.
Voluntary one that you have to pay for.
Yeah. You have to pay for it, and that upgrade is another $1,100. So now you're talking $4,100 for this rifle that SOCOM uses, when you can easily buy really good rifles that is probably going to outperform the Mark 1 based off of the ammunition and needs of the quote unquote civilian market, But I know that there are cloners out there that will spend stupid amounts of money to get something exactly as the military is using, so.
Yeah, those people are everywhere.
Yeah. What about clone rifles? What are some of your favorite civilian available clone rifles that a lot of people wouldn't think of?
One that I wish was still around. I mean, they might still make it. I just haven't seen it in God knows how long. But Troy was doing a pretty damn near perfect clone correct copy of the XM177E2 and the GAU 5.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They're really good. I think they were able to source original aluminum buttstocks for them, but like the fit and finish from everything I heard was really, really good. And they were just really well executed, like maybe a step or two above what H&R is doing right now.
Yeah. And I would really like to have a little bit more love for H&R stuff, but with their connection of PSA, I hate to say it, you kind of got to be a little suspect, There's like, okay, yeah, this is H&R. It's got the H&R roll stamp on it and everything, but who's really building it,
Yeah.
And that's one of my biggest concerns. I've got a 733 clone that I just pulled together, and I'm going to use that for the lethal weapons competition in October, doing the whole full-on heat bank robbery outfit with the.
Are you gonna get the rig?
Yeah, I've got the rig. I just got to figure out the suit. And surprisingly enough, that 733 clone is not terrible to shoot. It's loud because it's a 10.5 barrel, but
oh yeah.
Outside of that, I mean, I put an FRT in it, and it stays pretty flat shooting, surprisingly enough. So,
Did you find that worked?
What
is yours? Is yours the
Atrius?
Yeah, did that actually work on yours?
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
it works well.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a tuning. You want to make sure you're using the right buffer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
to introduce everyone to this concept. So I also bought I bought a Colt lower and a Colt upper, like to SBR, and turn it into a 733 clone. It's a 10.5 inch carry handle, and the FRT that I have, I looked at it and it's like, oh no, this is like pre-band. Like it's not milled out to take a full auto trigger package. Yep. I'm like, cool. Well, I guess my FRT is not going to work in this thing, so I got to figure out what's going next, or just get the Dremel out, I suppose. But
it's funny too, because I've got a 6920 that I've set up as like a Sicario clone.
Yeah, the 6920 is the one that had that issue.
Yeah,
same now.
Yeah, same thing. So, looks like if I could find a post-ban Bushmaster lower, I would totally buy one of those. And
I've been looking for a Bushmaster XM15 pretty much every time I've gone to a gun shop. I feel like I used to see them everywhere, and then the second I started actually looking to buy one, they all disappeared.
Aim Surplus, I think, it usually has. So that they did,
but then I put out a video. Clash Band NC put out a video. Clayco 47 put out a video, and they're gone.
Yeah, so Aim Surplus usually gets like a lot of like LE trade-ins for like that sort of stuff. So if you're not on their mailing list, get on it, because I get it from time to time. I'm like, I don't need this, but this is cool to look at. Like, especially like they're right now, their big things. They get the a bunch of the Glocks, but they're starting getting like some of the Smith and Wessons, like the old semi-autos.
Yep.
And those are getting really popular with everybody now.
Because the Hush Puppy, a lot of people are wanting to do the Hush Puppy clone, not the ones that you're thinking of.
I'm talking about.
But like the
Glocks with the thing that you lock the slide.
Not that. No.
Yeah, I know you're saying they're trying to do the original Hush Puppies, not the new Hush Puppy that Glock is doing, or that B&T is doing with Glocks.
Right. So,
or if you watch the Grantham video, just hold the slide like this and shoot like this.
Exactly. So, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, there are two different versions of the Hush Puppy. You have the original.
There's three
version.
types of.
Oh, okay. So
first is the delicious treat that's from like the South, where it's like fried cornbread.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Super yummy.
Yes. And then there was the Smith and Wesson like 453s.
I don't know.
And they adapted it for pilots, I think, pilots or SF guys during Vietnam to accept a suppressor, and that kind of took off a little bit and then died away as Smith and Wesson went away from their 459, 439, 5906, that whole family of pistols. They went away from that. And then the next generation of Hush Puppies is a Glock that you can suppress, that then you can actuate a button that locks the slide, so there's no noise from the slide reciprocating. So
and the slide doesn't move, so when you shoot, you have to rack it.
But,
yeah. I know Knight's Armament did a version of that with the Beretta. I think sometime in like the 90s. It was like a quick detach, wipe suppressor on the end of it in the head. That same thing, just that sort of slide locking mechanism.
Interesting. I'll have to look into that. I'm becoming a bigger and bigger Beretta fan. I'm like almost at that point where I want to sell most of everything that I have and just focus in on Yugoslavian firearms and Beretta pistols.
Yeah, because that's, one things are like the other. No, it's okay. I'm on like Cold War kick. I got like Cold War to like GWAT.
This is your Jack Carr identity crisis.
Yes,
is what it is. Every time he comes out with a book, it's like, oh crap, I got to change my setup. My
entire persona needs to change now. like I've been carrying a PPK. I've been slowly converting. Like I got I traded a couple guns, but I got in that trend I got Springfield mil spec. I'm trying to like do a JSOC clone from like 2000 that I'm realizing that 1911s fucking suck to work on, by the way. Like if you're trying to like do anything with 1911, it's not like Glock. I'm like, oh, just buy this trigger thing and throw it in there. It's like, no, I had to like sand it down and stone it and make sure it's like smooth and everything. Like this has been like I bought an ambi safety for it, which was a pain in the ass to install. And then I was like, well, I want to do like the hammer and the trigger and upgrade some stuff. So I put the trigger, I got the trigger in, but then the hammer I bought didn't come with the hammer spur or the hammer spring or whatever it is. And I ruined like 3 hammer pins trying to get it the fuck out. And so I had to like kept on buying them, and actually had to buy the correct tools to do this stuff. And then I finally got that all set up, and then I got it all put back together. But the beaver tail, like the grip safety, the beaver tail doesn't accept the new hammer because it's an old GI. So I had to like buy a new one, but that one didn't fit. So I had to send that one back and find one that fits a US GI. It's just a pain in the ass, guys. Like I don't know.
Sounds like you would have been better off buying a TRP operator.
Yes, actually, I probably at this point the amount of money I spend on this like gun I got in a trade, I probably would have been better buying like an Alchemy Arms by this point by now.
Yeah,
but it's just like trying to clone
the one that's made out of meteorite.
No, I'm just I just want a JSOC clone. That's all I want. Just and it doesn't have to be like clone correct. It's like clone adjacent.
That's kind of what I did with my 1911. I got I don't even know what year it is, but it's just Springfield 1911 A1 loaded.
Yeah.
I put some tan grips on to make it look as close to the 1911 from Call of Duty Modern Warfare as I could.
Yeah. That's I'm trying to do the same thing, only go like a little bit earlier in the GWAT, but my 1911 ain't cooperating. I did that same thing. I had a while back I had a TRP operator, like the like from 2000 and probably like 2012. And I did the same thing. I put the TAM grips on. I'm like, yeah, this is like the 1911 Call of Duty that I sucked at shooting. So I don't know, clone like I get the clone aspect of things. I'm not going to be the guy that's like, well, actually you have to buy, a serialized 1911 from this year to this year and then put these original Ed Brown parts from like 1995 to 1996 and have it hand fit by a mechanic. Like I'm not going to go that deep into it. And we talked a lot with the guy that runs I'm blanking out the name right now, PRI for like the Mark 12s. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We talked about the SHOT Show, and we're just talking about the accurized AR-15s, and he was going on tangents like it sucked because like no one, it's just the clone correct community that just wants to talk to him at all about PRI parts, and if they're willing to spend have him spend a ton of his time and effort and money to make a clone correct 2000 and 2002 Mark 12 that would have been issued to like a SEAL team. It's like now I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just give you what I've made, and if you don't like it, then you can go fuck off, I guess.
Yeah, and he was pretty wore out by the time that we were talking about those types of things, and he was just like, please just don't.
It's kind of like when you probably go talk to like if Meatloaf is still alive, you're like, I really like Dashboard, Confessions by a Dashboard Light, and he'd be like, yeah, that's my favorite song. I absolutely love talking about this song for a trillionth time.
Yeah. I respect the hustle of the people that will actually go out and make a 100% clone correct gun. I don't have that level of give a shit in me to just make it perfect. I think if it's like 90% of the way there, that fits the vibe, it's good enough.
Yeah, if it looks like it, send it. That's about where I'm at right now. Like I did buy a bunch of Ed Brown parts for this build because that's what they used originally, but that's about it. And I'm not going to go find like era correct Ed Brown parts. But
yeah, and that's one of the pieces that I'm also starting to see too is there's a YouTuber that I really like to watch his stuff called Scout Trooper, and he does a lot of like movie clone or video game clone firearms, and he's just like, hey guys, the lower is a PSA. I don't have the money to go get the exact same thing, and here's the differences here and here, but hey, you know what, it's close enough for me, and I'm like, I can respect that, so
like the first person to clone correct an RCP 90 from GoldenEye will get like, I don't know if anyone's even tried to do that with like the fucking vented sides and like the red grips, but they would have like my utmost respect.
Sounds like a Manticore Arms question.
yeah, for sure. But hey, Duck, we're getting pressed up here for time. We're way over our 90-minute mark as per usual. But
Yes.
we do appreciate you spending this evening with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for having me on. It was an absolute pleasure talking to both of you gentlemen.
If anyone interested, the United States did beat Paraguay in their opening
Boo.
World Cup.
We don't talk about soccer on this channel. That's
4-1. It was a rout.
Oh,
That's actually impressive.
Yeah,
that's soccer. In soccer terms, that means nothing happened for 90 minutes, and you're better off not knowing this information.
actually, it was 3-0 at halftime. So,
I thought Europeans were supposed to be good at soccer.
I know, right? But isn't Paraguay in South America?
Yes, it is.
I'm thinking of Portugal.
Oh,
No.
okay. Fair enough. But anyway,
That's how little we care about your sport.
We care more about the WNBA here.
I mean, we did trade a WNA player for like the world's leading like arms dealer.
that's
but
correct. That is 100%
Yeah.
correct. But needless to say, we always like to give the quote unquote last 30 seconds to our guests. So if you have any folksy wisdom or anything that you'd like to say as far as who Ducknods is,
Woohoo.
here you go.
Yeah. Well,
Did you watch? Wait, sorry, I'm gonna interrupt. Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt. Sorry,
Go for
and then
it.
you go. Did you ever watch DuckTales? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I am aware of the show. I don't think I ever actually sat down and watched it.
You have kids, right? You said you have
I do.
kids. I'd say watch it with your kids. It's an absolute treat.
Deal.
The old or the new?
The old ones, obviously. It's on
The new
Disney
ones.
Plus.
Yeah, the
Like-
new ones are actually pretty decent too.
No, that's not because it's new and it sucks because it's attention grabbing and it's trying to like suck your kids in for like 20 seconds periods at a time for a buy-in.
Because they didn't do that in the 90s.
They sure didn't. They just fed you full of like
It was a
sex
30-minute
actors.
commercial for toys.
Yeah, that's how they got you. But anyway, sorry.
Anyway,
Last 30 seconds.
Last 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Now it's your turn.
Yeah, well, I guess if I have anything to leave you guys with is, well, first, very, very happy to have been on the show. I want to thank you guys both for inviting me on here. I think I am probably the smallest channel you've had on the podcast so far, so it's very kind of you to invite me on here, but I think I'm going to end the same way I do with most of my videos, which is go outside, touch grass, call your mom, and I guess just be a good person.
Absolutely.
My real mom's dead, but my stepmom-in-law has been pretty cool.
Yeah, give her a call.
They live literally
Yeah,
next
literally.
door.
Yeah, I'll tell you offline about so I'm not inundating the channel again about my messed up relationships.
Needless to say, if you guys have made it to this point of the podcast, we will have all of Ducknods information as to where you can find them on Instagram and YouTube and all the other places that are out there. Please take the time to swing by and give him a follow, check out his videos, follow him on Instagram. It's a lot of fun. It brings up some nostalgia from me. I will say some of the things that I see, because I'm pretty sure that a matter of fact, Ducknods, I am old enough to be your dad because my son is the same age as you. So
Nice.
but needless to say, take the time to swing by and support Ducknods. We would greatly appreciate it. Jefe, what do you got?
Digital detox, guys. Get the fuck off the internet. It's great.
After
It's
you
wonderful.
listen to this podcast.
After you listen to this podcast, the second you're done, like continue listening. We got like another 2-3 minutes. But when you're done with this, get off the internet for like a weekend, a week, a month. Try to go as long as you can without like touching Instagram, touching Facebook, touching YouTube, touching Spotify. Go acquire tangible things like actually own your music, actually own your videos, however means that you find that necessary. Unplug for a bit. I tell you guys, it's worth it. Try it out. Buy a flip phone. Read a book.
Oh man, read a book. Yeah. I've got like on my nightstand, I've got a stack of about 6 books that I'm quote unquote reading at the moment. So, man, what do I got? Hey, this will come out on the 15th. Father's Day is coming up. June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
I thought it was Game Month.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's sorry. I don't want to derail, but I think it's kind of telling of our culture. It's like, hey, it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. It's also LGBT month. So like, take that as you will.
Yeah, I know, exactly, right?
So don't talk about your feelings.
But needless to say, spend some time with your pops if he's still around. Spend some time with him for Father's Day. Sit down and ask him, hey, Dad, tell me a story about when you were younger, before I was around. Have that connection and learn something about your parents that you may not, your dad anyway, that you may not have known. So, again, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Duck, thanks again so much. We want you back on.
Yeah, for sure.
We would love to have you back on. Please don't feel that just because you're a smaller channel or anything like that has anything to do. We've absolutely loved our discussion with you, and would love
You're bigger than my YouTube channel.
That is correct. So
I have 3 followers.
and
That'd be 4.
one's his stepmom-in-law.
No, one's not my stepmom.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
No.
All right. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Again, appreciate you guys. Check out Access Sites. Use our code for 20% off using the code LARP. Follow Ducky on all the different social medias, and we'll get out of here. Don't forget to live, laugh, and LARP. Bye, y'all.